Okay, guys. I'm sorry. I know I didn't finish that last one up. I was rushing. Um, but now they're written. We have them written in ordered pairs because they always come in the same order. That's why we call them ordered pairs. It's always X then Y. In fact, it's always alphabetical. A then B, R then S, S then T. All right? E then F if we have different variables, but we usually use X and Y. Okay? So, there we go. Now let's look at this next one. It says represent the relation blah. It gives us some ordered pairs there as indicated. Now remember, I just told you, it's X, then it's Y. It's X, then it's Y. Okay? Now, I should have put a graph on here for you, but I forgot, so I'm just going to hand draw it. Okay? Like a lot of you might be doing. And I'm going to plot these points on the graph. Okay? So, the first one is negative 1, 1. Now, each one of these lines should be about the same distance apart. Okay, let's see, here, maybe here. Okay, those are about the same distance from the origin, right? I'm actually going to draw some others. Go ahead and put those in there, like this. Now, that's not exactly right. I'm not great at this, but I'm okay. It's good enough. All right, there we go. Now, that grid should help us. The first one says negative 1, 1. And guys, I want you to think of plotting points. A fourth grade teacher for my daughter years ago said, you know what, you always move the ladder before you get on the ladder and go up or down. So we always go along the X before we climb up and down the Y. All right? So first, it says negative 1. I'm going to go back to negative 1 right here, and then positive 1 on the Y, and I'll put a dot. Okay? There we go. That's the first one. Now the second one says go along the X 2. All right? So 1, 2, and then along the Y 0, so that's going to put me right there on the X-axis. The next one says go along the X-axis 3. 1, 2, 3, and up 1. All right? So I'm going to go right there. That's the third one. The fourth one says go along the X-axis 3 and up 2. All right? That's the fourth point. And then the last point says go along the X-axis 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then along the Y 5. Now I'm going to climb the ladder. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to have to get rid of these points that I drew. All right? There we go. Does everybody feel good about that? All right. So now we've plotted the points. We've represented them in a graph. Now it says also a mapping diagram. Now you guys may not know what that means, but that's just, well, I don't still have it up here. It's what I showed you in the first example where I have two sets. I have the domain, which is the input, and then the range, like this. So I'm going to put my domains in here. That's the first X, negative 1, second X, 2, third X, 3, fourth X, 3, fifth X, 4. Okay? Now let's put the domain. 1, which is the first Y, second Y, third Y, fourth Y, fifth Y. All right, now I'm going to draw arrows. Remember, the negative 1 went with the 1. The 2 goes with the 0. The 3 goes with the 1. The 3 goes with the 2. That's very interesting. We'll come back to that. The 4 goes with the 5. Everybody see how it's a mapping diagram? It goes from the input to the output. A number gives us an output. Now, here's my question for you, and I want to see if you can get this. Raise your hand. I may just call on you. Is this a function? Is it a function? Zachary, is this a function? It's not a function. Exactly. Good point. But why not?
Because the same number goes to two different ranges.
One output gave us one input gave us two different outputs. We can't have that to be a function. All right? So it's not a function. It is a relation, but not a function. All right, good job. See you at the